In this video, I want to show you how to turn your PowerPoint-based lectures into videos. Before we get started, let me share some tips for recording effective lectures. If you write a script for your video lectures, it's a good idea to share that script with your students. This helps students who learn by watching a video and those who learn by reading text. Another tip is to keep the lectures brief, and as a rule of thumb, I would say no more than 10 minutes. If you're used to teaching in a traditional classroom, it may be tempting to record the entire lesson as one long video. We know, however, that students lose focus. It's another good idea to add formative assessments between videos. A formative assessment can be something very simple that's not for a grade to make sure that students are paying attention to the video. You may want to add a true-false, multiple choice, or a simple answer question that holds the student accountable for paying attention to the video. At the bottom of this slide, I have an example of how to sequence a recorded lesson. You may want to start out with an intro video that explains the concepts that you're going to cover. This prompts students to think about what it is they're expected to know by the end of the lesson. Then you want to record short videos for each concept, followed by an assessment. There are other videos in the faculty development page where I explain how to set up a quiz within Moodle, and if you're not familiar with how to do so, I would recommend looking at those. Now that we have discussed some tips for effective recorded lectures, let's proceed to showing you how to actually do this and how to share this with your students. To get started recording your PowerPoint, you want to open up your PowerPoint and then click on Slideshow. From there, you'll see a button that says Record Slideshow. If you click on it, you have the choice to either record from the current slide or record from the beginning. I'm going to click on Record from the beginning. You'll notice this opens up a screen with a couple of options. Let's take a moment to familiarize ourselves with these options. You'll notice in the top left-hand corner there's a record button, so when you're actually ready to get started recording, you'll press record. There's a stop button beside it. There's a notes section, so any notes that you wrote underneath the slide itself will be visible. And by the way, when you're recording, the notes that you display won't be visible to students. So you could use the notes section to write a script for yourself and then pull down the notes section so you can read the script while you're talking. You'll notice there's an option to clear either the recordings on this slide or the recordings on all slides, so if you make a mistake, you can always clear the recording. Underneath settings, you can change the microphone or camera. If you teach on a regular basis for B.H. Carroll, I would recommend getting a microphone, one with a USB plug. They tend to be higher quality than what's already installed in your computer. You'll see on the left and the right that there is an arrow button that allows you to advance the slides. At the bottom, you'll see an option to turn the camera on. If you turn the camera on, you'll have a camera of yourself, and it'll show up in the bottom right-hand corner here. So you still have the presentation going on, but there'll be a camera. You'll see underneath that you can make annotations. There's a pen and there's a marker option. If you click on the pen, you can choose the color of the pen, and you can make annotations. The same is true with the marker. Any annotations you make will be saved in the final video. Now that you're familiar with how this is set up, I'm going to click Record. It's important to give yourself a pause of about 1 or 2 seconds before you begin recording. With PowerPoint, they tend to cut off 1 or 2 seconds before and at the end of every slide. So just be sure when you're using PowerPoint to record videos that you're taking a pause at the beginning and the end of the slide. You'll advance the slide and you will talk about what's on this next slide. When you're done with the recording, you want to press stop, and then you want to click on the close button in the top right-hand corner. And now you have a video saved with your file. If you want to preview what it looks like, click on From Beginning, and you can use the arrows to go back and forth between the slides and to listen to any video that you've added. The next step is to save this file as a video file. You want to go to File at the top, Export, and you want to click on Create a Video. Leave the default settings as they are, and click Create a Video. We'll give it a name and click Save. While the video is processing, I'm going to open up my school email account and show you how to upload the video and to send it to Carl Heath, Director of Information Technology. Carl will be responsible for taking the video and putting it on our Vimeo account. From within the email, you want to click on this icon here. It says Google Apps, and you'll see an option that says Google Drive. Google Drive is your online storage. So this is where you can store different types of files, Word documents, PowerPoints, images. Any kind of file that can be saved is something that you can upload to this area. You want to click on New and File Upload. And now we're going to the folder where we save the video file. Click Open, and this will probably take a couple of minutes to upload. Now that the video is uploaded, you can send it to Carl Heath as an email. I'm going to go back to my email and I'm going to click on Compose, and you should be able to just type his name. In the subject line, you may want to write something like Add Video to my class, and then give him a note and tell him what class you want to put the video in and what lesson. From the screen at the bottom, you can attach files that are saved in your Google Drive. So you want to click on the Drive icon, and I see this video that we just uploaded. I'm going to click on Insert, and now I'm going to press Send. Within a day or so, Carl should be able to put it on our Vimeo account and to make it available to students. At the beginning of this video, I suggested that you send the notes to the students. From PowerPoint, you want to go back to your video file, and you want to click on File and Export. This time click on Create Handouts and click Create Handouts again, and you have a couple of options of how you can send them out. I would recommend clicking on Notes below Slides and click OK. This will automatically generate a document with the slides and any notes that you use beneath the slides. You want to be sure that you save this as a name that you can remember, and then you can go back and you can upload the notes in the Carroll Learning Center. I hope this video helps you in using PowerPoint to create videos. If you get stuck or if you have questions about how this process works, please reach out to me. Thanks for watching.